What's up, YouTube? This is Royal Spartan 125, back for another great reaction. This is 3 True Disturbing Quarantine Stories, Volume 2. I think I did the first one not so long ago, and it was pretty creepy, I'll tell you. Oh, there we go. It's by Mr. Nightmare. If you like my reactions in this video, just hit that like button. It helps me out. Subscribe to my channel, yeah, because it helps me grow. Click that button down below. Join me on Twitch, where I will be streaming 4 days a week. Just head to my schedule, I'll tell you when I'm on. And head to the comments section. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of my reactions, whatever. And let's jump in. Oh. What? Is that an old lady?
I'm 24 years old, still living with my mom and dad, along with my 2 younger siblings. My parents bought a new house in March, just around the time coronavirus really started to be taken seriously around me, and quarantining started. So we were in the unpacking and settling in phase during all of this. My room is actually in the basement, which I don't mind. It's furthest away from my parents' room. It's technically just an extra room in the house, not really meant to be a bedroom, but we made it one. Plus, my parents figure I'm going to be moving out soon, so why give me one of the better rooms in the house? The basement in this house is huge. It's really cool, and I get to feel like it's kind of my own basement in a way because of my room. But right off the bat moving here, weird things would happen. Inside my room, mostly at night, I'd hear strange sounds inside the walls. I knocked on the wall and it seemed to be hollow. There's a vent in the room. I thought maybe there was an animal in the vents.
Nope. It's a person. I know it is. There's a person in the vent. You mark my words. You mark my words. If you haven't guessed yourself.
I used my iPhone flashlight to get a look inside, but I couldn't really see anything. Whatever, house noises I figured. If it persisted, I would tell my dad to look into it. I set up my Xbox on the basement TV. In fact, I usually just chill in the basement instead of my room. I used the 50-inch TV my dad set up down there.
50-inch? I've already got a 32-inch. Anybody out there want to buy me a 50-inch TV? I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. Yeah, I need my cushion. I did like a video. I actually did 2 videos, but I wasn't using my cushion. It was like, oh god, it was like torture. It really was. This really does help. It really does. You don't think it does, but it does. And I had to scrap the second video, unfortunately, because the sound wasn't right. That's why I was sort of fiddling with the volume earlier. Okay, here we go.
One night on the first week house, I was playing Warzone on my Xbox when I heard this distinct sound come from the side of the basement where my room was.
Uh-oh.
It was muffled by a wall, which led me to believe it came from my room.
Uh-oh.
I went to quickly check inside my room, and it was empty. I hurried back to my game so that I wouldn't die, but to best describe the noise I heard, it sounded like a heavy glass object being placed on a table or something. I figured it probably came from upstairs. Literally the next night, I woke to some weird muffled thumps. I couldn't tell if it was above my room or to the side of my room. I took my phone again and went to the air vents, but once again, even with the light, I couldn't see anything in there. I was starting to worry a small animal might be in the vents or living inside the walls.
It's not an animal.
I brought it to my dad's attention, who told me to let him know if it persisted, and he told me to try to record the sounds if possible.
You told him there's thumps. Thumps. Next to your bedroom. And he told you to let him know. Messing up. Messing up.
So a few nights later, I woke up at 4 in the morning feeling extremely thirsty. My trusty bedside water bottle was empty that night, so I had to go upstairs to get a refill. On my way back downstairs from the kitchen after refilling the bottle, I stopped mid-staircase in the dark, thinking I heard something from the basement. "Andy?" I said very quietly, wondering if my brother was hiding down there.
No.
I whipped out my phone to use the flashlight again as I finished my descent down the stairs. I had a quick look around the basement just for peace of mind, and when I found it was clear, I went back to my room to hit the hay. As I placed my water bottle on the ledge above my bed, something in my gut told me to just look at that little vent in the wall one more time. So I shined the light in that direction, and even though it was only for like half a second, I knew what I saw. There was someone looking through the holes in the vent for just a brief moment.
Yep.
I saw.
I said it. I said it. Oh, God. Those eyes.
Their eyes clear as day, but they moved away just as the light revealed them.
Nope.
What did I do? You probably hope I ran to the vent to get a look inside and see what was in there. But no. Instead, I screamed like a girl as I ran all the way back upstairs, yelling for my dad like a child. My whole family came down the stairs to my room. I brought them to the vent in my room and shined the light in it again.
What kind of a nutcase sees someone staring at them through a vent and runs to it to shine a light? No, you got a death wish. You got a death wish.
My dad took a look, and of course there was no one in sight now. I'm not even lying when I say my mom and dad told me the cliche I was seeing things because I hadn't gotten enough sleep and I was tired. I didn't buy it. I wasn't sleeping there that night. I slept in the living room and locked the basement door that night. The basement door only has a lock on it because we have an outdoor entrance to the basement, so it serves as an extra small layer of security from break-ins, I guess. Well, the next day, when I went down to the basement, I made a shocking discovery. There was some kind of secret door in the wall that was left open. I immediately called my dad down, and we went inside of it together.
How could there be a secret door? Yeah, you know what? If I ever buy a house or anything, I'm checking it. Everything. I'm checking all the walls, checking vents if there are any. I'm checking the floors. You better believe it. No stone unturned. Guarantee.
There was a blanket on the floor of this little hidden room, along with a small wooden stool-like thing. And if you walk down this ever so tiny corridor, you'd come to the vent that peers into my room. This discovery would otherwise be cool, if it didn't lead to the realization that someone has been living in this room, possibly raiding our kitchen, and possibly watching me in my room as I slept. I think when the person living in the room heard the commotion I made the night before, they figured it was time to bail. I just still fear that they may come back.
That heartbeat? Love it.
It's April 2020 as I write this, stuck in quarantine. I live in a duplex house. It's one story, but it's divided into two sections. Each side has 2 bedrooms and a kitchen, with each having its own front door. Inside the house, there's a door separating the 2 sections, and it's locked by the other side. The landlord...
Whoa. I'll put it back. You're renting a house with a door into another house, and it locks from the other side. What is wrong with you? What? No, you're messing up. Some people have got death wish. I said it last time. Death wish.
In the house, there's a door separating the 2 sections, and it's locked by the other side.
No.
The landlord, Jose, lives on the other side, and he has the lock switch on his side of the door. Obviously, that's not exactly a situation I've been entirely comfortable with. So I took it upon myself to install some camera I bought on Amazon. It connects to my phone to alert me when motion is detected, and I aimed it right at that door. But did I ever expect to actually get any kind of notification from that app? No. That's why when I got a notification about movement on the camera, I freaked out. I opened the app and saw in the very laggy, low frame rate video that the door connecting the two sides of the house was open. I was literally sitting in my car in a parking lot, heart racing, waiting. A few minutes later, I saw Jose walking through the doorway, and a few seconds later, shutting the door behind him. I was supposed to go shopping, but instead I raced home to check my apartment.
Yeah.
But as far as I could tell, nothing was touched. I didn't know whether to confront him or see if it persisted, but the curiosity just ate away.
You call the police. That's what you do. Call the cops.
At me that night. I knocked on his front door and told him about my camera and that I knew he entered my apartment. He admitted it right away, but he had a reason. He said he smelt a burning smell that he thought was coming from my side of the house, and he knew I wasn't home, so he had to check if I left the oven on.
Who's buying it? Who's buying that? I'm not buying it. That's like the most common excuse. Yeah? That anyone will come up with. Oh yeah, I smelled a burning smell? No. My cooker wasn't on. All my appliances were turned off. There's no burning smell. No. Trying to play me? Not working.
Given that I couldn't find anything stolen, I had to just say, okay, thanks. I mean, realistically, it was a viable reason for him to come in, right?
No!
Still, that night while I was in bed, I wasn't happy about him just coming into my side of the house. I mean, that's against the law, isn't it?
Yep.
Given that we're both always home now makes the situation a little more tense. A few days later, I was up really late on a Zoom call with my friends when I got that dreaded notification on my phone that there was movement. I closed my laptop for like a second to go outside my room. All of my lights were off out there, obviously. It was like 3 a.m. I was in the living room, and I saw Jose standing in the corner. He had something in his hand that I couldn't see, but he was surely looking at me. I could only see him because the light from my bedroom came out to the living room slightly. He started walking to me like a zombie. I told him to chill out as I backed away into my room. When I saw him still approaching me with this lifeless posture, I slammed the door shut and locked it. He started to pound on the door with some blunt object and tried the doorknob.
Bet you wish to call the cops now, huh? Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't have sat around waiting. No way.
I yelled at him to stop before I called the police.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that, he stopped.
You haven't called them yet? See, that's the word. Everybody does that. Oh yeah, stop before I call the police. No. What you should say is, stop, I'm calling the police. I actually be on the phone. People are stupid. I'm sorry. I know it's very judgmental of me, but yeah.
And a few seconds later, I heard the door separating the apartments slam shut. I peeped into the outside, and he appeared to be gone.
Sorry to keep pausing it. Once he slams that door, you take like a big cabinet or a wardrobe or something, and you put it in front of that door. You make it so he cannot get back in there. Do something.
I got the police on the phone and had them come to the house. We got Jose to come to my side of the house. He claimed he didn't remember a thing. And as the four of us watched the footage on my phone of him entering my side of the apartment, he had this look of fear and remorse. That's when he claimed he has a sleepwalking problem that's gotten worse recently, and he's on a bunch of medications. The police asked me if I wanted to press charges. I looked at Jose and said no. However, as soon as the police left, I barricaded that door with my dresser and started looking for new apartments. I haven't seen...
I'll put it back again. She didn't press charge. If he did it once, he'll do it again to someone else. Why? Why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Stupid. You're stupid. That's what you are.
And started looking for new apartments. I haven't seen Jose since, and I'm not staying here much longer. I don't think I believe his sleepwalking story.
No.
It truly seemed he was trying to hurt me that night. Quarantining and social distancing has had my friends and I going crazy. So to spice things up, we wanted to explore the abandoned farmhouse down the road. It was my friends Luke, Kyle, and I. Luke drove us. It was only a 10-minute drive. We pulled up this hilly road onto this enclosed property where this once-occupied farm sits. Most people in the area have passed by this place at least once and are aware of its abandonment. Breaking in was easy. We just broke a window on the ground level and hopped in through there.
You broke in. I'm sorry to keep pausing it, but... seriously? Is stupidity contagious? Is it? Because I'm starting to think it is. Is that the new pandemic?
The place was so old we saw dust particles floating everywhere in the light beams from our flashlights. The most noteworthy things we noticed were the lack of furniture and extremely creaky floors. Even though the place was known to be abandoned, we still expected at least some things left behind. However, it seemed people had already looted the place out. The three of us branched off a bit to different sections of the house to explore, and within a minute, Kyle came tiptoeing back to us and whispered that he heard someone or something in another room.
Leave.
I whispered where, and he pointed. He refused to go over there, while Luke and I just quietly laughed, thinking he was either being a pussy or trying to freak us out. Not gonna lie, given the setting, that dark, quiet old farmhouse surrounded by woods in the dead of night, his claims did give me goosebumps. Luke and I still proceeded quietly to the room that he was pointing at. It was impossible not to make at least a little creaking on those terrible rotting wood floorboards. Then we discovered that the little room contained a two-way staircase, one going upstairs, another going to the basement. But when I approached the basement staircase, my goosebumps came back when I realized most, if not all, of the stairs had collapsed, and at this point, it was more so just a hole in the floor. Luke dared me to look down into the basement. I was going to, and I for sure heard a noise come from down there. It was this creaking sound that would repeat every couple seconds. I turned to Luke and whispered, "Do you hear that?" He nodded his head and whispered back to go look down there. I took a deep breath and said, "To hell with it. I'll do it." I crept to the disturbing-looking hole in the floor and shined my flashlight into the darkness below. At first I didn't see anything except a concrete floor in the basement and small piles of rotted wood. But then I got on my knees to get a deeper look in the basement. And that's when we heard, "Hello?" My hand just jerked to the right where I heard the voice, and I saw an old woman with long gray hair in a rocking chair. She was looking at me with this lifeless smile.
Absolutely not.
It had this hint of malice to it. I fell backwards and dropped my flashlight. I yelled at the top of my lungs to run to my friends.
Yes.
Kyle already left the house and was waiting in the car. Luke and I then got to the car, and I was yelling at him the whole time to hurry up. Once we...
Sorry, I'll put it back. But see if I'm there. I'm the guy that left. Only I'm not waiting at the car. I'm in the car and I'm driving home. Dumbasses.
Once we exited the property, I felt a lot better. Luke heard the voice too. He didn't see what I saw though. It was bizarre. It was surreal. It was terrifying. It didn't make sense. Why was she down there? How did she get down there when all the stairs had collapsed? What else was down there? All these unanswered questions are made creepier when you remember that farm has been abandoned for years.
Where are we? Oh, it's the end. It's the end of the video. If you like my reactions, don't forget to hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button too, because it helps my channel grow. And I'm really trying to do that. Don't forget to go to the comment section. I am out of here.